and welcome to another episode of Spill It. My name is Marcus. I will be your host for the evening. This is a show where I get to talk to a whole bunch of guests when they want to come on and talk about whatever they want to talk about because it's our show and it's not yours. But tonight, due to something happening with somebody's schedule, there will be no guest. It will just be me. So you get to spend this time, however long it will be, with me, and we get to talk about the story of Spill It so far. I'm actually quite looking forward to this. It's going to be really, really cool. When you come in, guys, make sure that you leave a comment. Make sure that you leave a comment just saying who you are and where you're watching from. Give it a like, give it a share. Let's welcome people into the Spill It community because that's what we're all about. This is a community at the end of the day. So, as I say, welcome to Spill It. This is a show. I have three principles, three pillars that I stand by with every single episode. The first one is connect. We want to connect the world together. We want to inspire each other, and we want to learn. So, it's as easy as that. Each episode and each guest that I have on the show will follow this format. We want to connect the world. It's been a very, very trying time. We want to inspire each other. You know, every episode should have people coming away feeling inspired. And lastly, learn. Everybody should learn from the episodes because, you know, every day is a school day at the end of the day. So every day is a school day, every day. There you go. Not every day. What did I say? Every day is a school day at the end of the day. There you go. A lot of days in there, a lot of days. Leela's straight in there saying, looking forward to this. Thanks, Leela. Hope you're okay, Leela. Thanks for joining in. I'm looking forward to this too, to be fair. It was a last minute kind of switcheroo. And I thought, do you know what? Let's do it. Let's do a history. I say a history like it's, you know, like it's gone on forever. It's not. But let's talk about Spill It. Let's talk about where it started, what the idea was behind it. Let's talk about, you know, the episodes that we've had, talk about the guests, but also give you guys the opportunity to talk about the episodes as we go through them as well. Because there might be episodes that you've not watched. And there might be episodes that you felt really, really passionate about as well. Or there might be an episode where you thought the guest was so, so, so cool. So that's what tonight's going to be about. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it as well. Scott, hey, Scott, thanks for joining. And Lisa is watching from Grantham, home of the hottest chili. Well, there you go. It's great fact, that, actually. What is the hottest chili? I thought it was like, isn't it like ghost chili? Ghost pepper? Ghost chili? I'm sure it's something like that. Will you tell me what the hottest chili is? And we'll go from there. So yes, it is a show where we connect, we inspire, we learn. They are the three things that we want to live by, that we stand by. So there you go. Lisa said in the world, so it's the hottest chili in the world. So what is the hottest chili, Lisa? You tell me. What is the hottest chili in the world? And if anybody else wants to hazard a guess of what the hottest chili is, I'm not going. Scott has left a comment. You guys can see it in the comment section. I'm not going to put that up, Scott. There you go. I'm from Swansea. The hottest. What is that? Aubergine? Home of the hottest aubergine. There you go. Is that the right fruit? Is it an aubergine? Aubergine? I don't even know the English language anymore. There we go. Right. Okay. Moving on. So we have got, we've had obviously a lot of news recently. How are you guys feeling? Obviously, we've had Boris Johnson with his latest COVID update, and I wanted to keep COVID and the negativity that COVID brings. I wanted to kind of keep that away from Spill It purely because of the fact that I thought, you know, I didn't want to bring the tone down, if you will, and talk about it. But at the end of the day, this is an open forum. This is an open conversation. And, you know, through negativity, we can then start thinking about positives. And I think that to kind of, with this platform of Spill It, to kind of hide the fact that we are going through a pandemic and we are going through COVID, and COVID is ruining people's lives and ruining businesses, and it is this big cloud over our heads. To hide that away from Spill It and not have that open conversation about it, I just feel as though it's wrong. And so therefore, I wanted to kind of, have a bit of a spotlight put on COVID, if you will. How are you guys feeling with regards to the latest updates and obviously with the latest restrictions? Obviously, I don't know everybody's stories. I don't know how it affects everybody. And if it doesn't, if it doesn't affect you, you just living life and cracking on with it, then good for you. But let me know how COVID is affecting you. So, but as always, guys, get those comments and questions in throughout this episode. It's only me, so it'd be really, really good for you to just drop comments and that. Ask any question you want. If there's a burning question that you've got about me and you want to know, and you want to think, does Marcus actually have pink hair, like naturally? Obviously, the answer would be yes, it is natural. But if there's any comments or any questions that you've got in regards to me, and you've got questions regarding Spill It, or you've got questions regarding, what life, whatever, drop a comment and let me know. Ask away. Lisa, no idea. It was grown by accident in someone's greenhouse. Okay, so you need to find out what the name is really of the hottest chili, because I thought, is it hottest chili or hottest pepper? Yeah, hottest chili. I thought that it was something like the ghost chili or something like that. I don't know. Guys, if you know what the hottest chili in the world is, and it's linked to Grantham, then drop a comment and let me know. We can discuss it on tonight's show. How's that? I think that's fair enough. Stephen's watching from Leyland. Hi, Stephen. Hope you're okay. Thanks for joining. Lisa, the best thing about COVID is it's made a lot of people realize how important family and friends are. Bojo never makes it clear, so I'm cracking on. I mean, to be honest, we'll get into it, but COVID has had its ups and downs within people's lives, and obviously there has been a lot of negativity here, but I am the type of person that you need to start seeing the positives through the different things. And if it wasn't for this happening in your life, then this wouldn't happen. Or if this particular event didn't happen, then you wouldn't be this type of person you are now. And that's the type of outlook that I have. But obviously, this is a free space, guys. Talk about, if you want to vent, you vent now, and this is your opportunity to do that. I wanted to just give that feel of community here right now, and however you're feeling about COVID, drop a comment, let me know. We'll discuss it all amongst everything else that we're going to be discussing tonight as well. Scott, I get the lockdowns, etc., but it's mentally draining a lot like a lack of life. Yeah, I get that. There's a lot of things that I'm missing right now, one of which would be going out on a massive night out and just not coming in at home until 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, because I've gone to a bar called, what's it called now? Oh my God, I've completely forgot. Blitz. Going to Blitz till 6, that's what they call it. So the thing is, and I'm going to get her on the show. So there is a friend of mine who is also a DJ in one of, I'm going to say it is the best club in Preston, which is Warehouse. Cheeky plug to Warehouse there. It is the best club. I don't care what anybody else says, but it is the best club. And in Warehouse, you would go there until 2:30. And then after that, you would then naturally you'd be like, oh my God, I don't want to go home yet, and I want to stay out. And what you would end up doing is that you would end up going to Blitz, and you would go to Blitz, and they call it like Blitz till 6. So when you leave Warehouse, you start chanting Blitz till 6, Blitz till 6, and you just keep going, and that's what it is essentially. So yeah, I absolutely loved it, and that's what I miss. I miss that. I miss Blitz, but there are a lot of other things that I miss. So obviously, for example, just going around to a friend's house and just chilling for a bit, or having a friend come around to my house and just chill. It's an awkward situation, and I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. Can't wait for things just to get a little bit normal. Very true, Lisa, about obviously COVID. Stephen, what are you saying whatever for? What was that in context with? Infinity Chili. All right, okay. So Infinity Chili, that is what it is. Right. Well, if I'm going to, I'm a chili eater. I can eat chilies. Get get me one of those chilies, and I'll eat it live on air. How's that? Oh my god. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get one of these chilies from Grantham, the Infinity Chili, and I will eat it live on air for all of you guys to witness. How's that? What am I gonna do? But yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. If we get one of those chilies in, I will eat it live on air, on one episode. We'll do it as like we could do it for Halloween special, or we could do it for a Christmas special because I'm such a Grinch. Giles, as disappointed in the general public as I am in the government, everyone has messed up. To be honest, yes, I completely agree that everyone has messed up, and it's the eat out to help out, but then people went like excessive with it, and people, it's just stupid stuff. Like, the rules are there, and I know that it's a bit shit. Let's be honest. The rules are there, and they're like, oh, don't go around to people's houses, don't mix with more than people, like more than these people, etc., etc. And yeah, it's been like that for a while, but then you get these stupid people who go, oh, do you know what? I'm gonna have like 40 people around at my house. Guys, come on. Use a bit of common sense. And this is why, and a lot of people that I speak to talk about, and even I talked about it before, we should have it where, there's a little bit of common sense. Let's just relax things a little bit. Let's stop like going, oh my God, lockdown, lockdown, lockdown. And let's just go, right, you know what? This is around. Have some common sense, wash your hands, etc., etc. But if you get, and this is where the government is obviously, the government is thinking ahead. If they were to relax things and go, right, guys, just crack on with your everyday, just be mindful and use some common sense, people would just take the hit. They would go absolutely mental. And the government would have nobody to blame but themselves, because obviously they were the ones that said, so they have to continue with these rules. And yes, I am disappointed in the rules, and I'm disappointed in the general public, and I'm disappointed in the government and their actions, and that's a whole other rabbit hole. But ultimately, I am disappointed with the way that people have handled things. I'm talking like this, like Boris Johnson now, I'm like this, but I am disappointed with this. This is my political thing. When we get political, this is why I need to do a drunken episode, guys, because politics always comes up in a drunken episode, and I get proper into it. So one day in the future, there will be a drunken episode of Spill It where we just drink and certain beverages, and we just talk about absolutely everything. So a drunken night of Spill It will be absolutely epic, and that's what I'm looking forward to. Lisa, is that the one with the ball pits or warehouse? No. So warehouse is the 3 levels of rock, and switch is the one with the ball pit. So yeah. Stephen, I'm a courier driver, and out network has increased by 52% from this time last year. These numbers are going to increase even more with the restrictions. Yeah. It's not good. It's not good. But there you go. Scott, Blitz till 6 has changed to bed at 10. Yeah. Blitz hasn't reopened, unfortunately. So Blitz hasn't even reopened as a bar, which I see plenty of people who work there and obviously run the club, trying to fight to have it like reopened as just a bar and whatnot. And I really hope that they do get something sorted, because it is a shame, and we are going to get to a point where these clubs aren't going to reopen. Unfortunately, that's the issue. These clubs aren't going to reopen at all if we can't get them to a point where people can just rock up. Even if it's just seated, there's a lot of clubs out there that could perform as seated venues. But unfortunately, because of the way that we're going at the moment, it's going to get to a point where they aren't going to be able to afford to reopen. Preston has got very few clubs as it is, and it would be very, very unfortunate to see those clubs end. I might get somebody on the show actually that runs a club. That'd be really cool, actually. Let's try, guys. If you have any contacts in Preston with regards to nightclubs, or just nightclubs in general around wherever, let me know, and then we'll get them on the show. Let's see what they think about this whole situation. Lisa, haha, okay, so that's about the chili. Yes, I'm up for that. I'm definitely up for that. And Stevens, whatever comment was about my hair. Well, what? It's natural pink. It's all natural. I love it. I love it. Scott, I can't imagine how they're going to reopen with new rules. Well, they won't be able to. That's the thing. They won't be able to reopen with the new rules, but they'll be able to like if, for instance, clubs were to reopen as bars, they wouldn't be able to reopen up until 10 o'clock, and obviously then people would go home. The problem that you've got is that if a club was to reopen and it was to function as a bar up until 10 o'clock, the issue that I've got, and other people will probably think the same, is that they would want to take the party home. And you're out with your friends and all that lot, and you would want to just take that party home with you. So I just, yeah, that's what I think. I think that there's got to be something to help the nightlife and to help the leisure businesses and things like that. And obviously with clubs in general, obviously under the new rules, you're not allowed to socialize with people that are outside your house and all that. So obviously they won't be able to reopen now. But obviously, for instance, they started to get relaxed a little bit. It would be really, really nice to have these clubs reopen just as bars, just for the time being. And even if they had to do table service and whatever, just to help them really, because otherwise the nightlife, and I'm not just talking about Preston, obviously there's going to be other places out there as well. There's going to be places that are going to struggle. And they are the people actually that I would really, really like to speak to. So if you do know someone who has a club or works in a club that has been shut since day one of lockdown and hasn't been able to reopen, then please let me know, because I would love to have them on the show so then we can talk about their experiences of having this club that's been able to not been able to open again. One group dancing at a time. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, so I went to Liverpool a few weeks ago, and we went into a bar / club there, and they said, like, obviously it was table only, you had to sit down, you had to listen to the music. It wasn't the greatest of experiences. However, obviously your friends make your night. But they then allowed later on, they then allowed people to stand up and dance, but they had to be around the table. You had to just basically stand where your seat was and start dancing. And obviously I know that people can't do that, like a lot of the times, like in different clubs and things. But it would be good to just have something. And I'm not saying just to like allow people to go and have nights out and everything. I am purely saying this to help the nightlife survive, because otherwise the clubs aren't going to be able to reopen. They're not going to be able to afford it. And that's what I'm more concerned with. The fact that the clubs are not going to reopen. That's what I'm bothered about. Short visit to me for me tonight. Love the show. Oh, thanks, Stephen. Thanks for that. Dave Billington at the New Reaver Club in Preston. Good friend of mine. I've shared this to him. Oh, cool. Thanks, Stephen. Scott, my gran has said that this is worse than the war. During the war, we relied on our neighbours, but with COVID, you're taught to not bother with them. She says it's not nice at 80 plus in age that her start of life during the war was better than the end. Oh, that's such shit. I don't like reading. Obviously, like, it's not like I don't like reading stuff like that. But I hate it when people talk about like the end of their life and things like that. And I know that death is inevitable and we're all here and we all die and it's one of those things. It's just that when an older person starts saying that, I do feel really sorry for them. There's a lady that lives at the top of the street and I used to help her out quite a lot. And she used to say to me, I was like, oh, what are you doing for New Year's Eve? And she was like, nothing much. We don't. She said to me, we don't celebrate it when we get to my age. And I was like, why not? And she said, because every year I lose another one of my friends. And she said, I always think when it gets to New Year, this could be my last year. And I always think, oh no, I hate that. So that's why I dislike it when people. I get a bit funny when people say things like that when they're that age. And obviously, it's one of those, like, I get it, because obviously they're in that frame of mind. It tugs on my heart when people say stuff like that. So, but yeah, obviously with COVID, it is affecting. It's one of those as well. I mean, I've got a friend in or around the Blackburn area, and she's not been able to leave her house since day one, like at all, and that's hurtful, and you get to a point where you're just thinking, what is normal? Like, surely I need some normality back in my life purely for my mental health. I told you this COVID thing would be a rabbit hole, by the way. So, well, since we are getting heavy into this COVID thing, we'll keep those COVID comments coming through because I do like talking about stuff like this, and it is a conversation that needs to happen. And I know that Spill It was supposed to be like more of a positive thing, but it is good to talk, it's good to vent, and I want to use Spill It as that platform where people can talk about whatever they want to talk about. I always say it that this is my show. I get to talk about whatever I want to talk about because it's my show, not yours. And my guests get to come on and they get to talk about whatever they want to talk about. And then it's just such a shame that during the weeks of Spill It, when it's been live, I've always thought, no, we have to think positive. We have to have the positive message go out there. But sometimes people just want to talk about negative stuff. And that's fine, because if you can talk about a negative thing in a constructive way, or other people can help you, especially on a platform like this where people can jump in and people can ask or leave a comment with me and I can come back to them straight away, sometimes that is better, because sometimes we can then work through that negative thing to have a positive outcome. So yeah, it is a show where we get to talk about whatever we want to talk about, because it's all of our show. It's all of our showers. It's all of our show. This is all of ours. This is a community show. So there you go. During COVID, I saw that you kept busy during Dance X, etc. What was the motivation? Well, so Dance X was always, like, it was 2 days a week, every Tuesday, every Thursday. And when lockdown hit and we found out, I tried to keep Dance X going for as long as I could do. When I saw other venues closing, I was like, no, I'm going to keep going. We have to keep going. These places are closing. We've not had that guidance through yet, but they were closing and closing and more closing. And we eventually closed Dance X, and I was in a very, very dark place in my mind. Not like, really bad. It was just that I was on furlough from work, and I was led at home. I was doing nothing. I'd wake up, I'd go down on the sofa, I'd sit on the sofa, I'd put the PS4, and that'd be me done for the day. And then I'd go. The only time that I'd leave the sofa would be to either use the toilet or go and get something to eat. That was it. Now I suffer with an arthritic knee, so I have arthritis in my right knee, and obviously, if I don't do something, I seize up. My knee seizes up. So it got to a point where I thought, right, you know what? I'm putting on weight. I've been eating like poo for ages. I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing any exercise or anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a run. So I went out the front door and I started running, and my knee wouldn't work. It was like basically like the joints. Like, say for instance, this is the joint there. It just wasn't working properly. So I couldn't actually run. I was running with a limp. And I thought to myself, right, something needs to change. I need to bring Dance X back. I need to get active again. So I started running again during the mornings. And with Dance X, I thought, I have to launch this again. And the only way I could do it was via Facebook Live. Also, I thought, a lot of people, Zumba instructors and other dance exercise places, were doing it via Zoom, because with Zoom, you could just invite people. They were charging as well. So a lot of places were charging to have the dance exercise class. And so like £3, £4 or whatnot. And then they would send you the invite to go to Zoom. So you would pay via PayPal. And then they would send you the invite to do it via Zoom. And I didn't like that. I didn't think that was good. And in my head, I thought, well, it wasn't anything like, it wasn't business or anything like that. I never thought businessy. I thought, I've needed this for my mental health and for my physical health. I can't justify getting people to pay me because I know that there will be other people out there that need to do this too. So why would I charge? So I wanted to do it via Facebook Live. I wanted to get the community involved. I wanted people to share it. I wanted people to just have a smile on the face. Even if, and there are plenty of people that watch Dance X Live, and they are watching me, and they are just eating their tea, or they've got it on in the background or whatnot. And do you know what? That is amazing. The amount of people that have messaged me and gone, do you know what? I don't actually join in with you, Dance X, but I like the music, so I listen to it. And I'm like, you know what? That's brilliant, because you're still getting involved in that way. And I've always said, with regards to charging, so with my payments, like the amount of people that have said that I don't charge enough for what I do. I have always said that as long as I have enough money to pay for the venue, then that's all that matters. I'll keep Dance X going for as long as I can. The moment that I start losing money, that's when I would have to stop it. I would have to change. But when it started with me dancing in the backyard, I thought to myself, I can't charge people. I'm not paying for me to use this space. You know, it's my own. I don't need to charge. Like, I would feel awful charging someone for just to jump on a Facebook Live. And so, yeah, that's how it all started, and it just grew and grew and grew. And then when it started relaxing a little bit, lockdown started relaxing, you could start meeting up with people again. I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to get to the park. We had the weather, we had the light because it was summer, and yeah, and so I moved it to the park, and more people joined in, and now we have Dance X in the park, and it's brilliant. And you know what? In a way, I'm really glad to go back to indoors, purely because of the fact that we keep getting bitten by different insects on the park. But I am really looking forward to getting back in the park, indoors. However, being outside is wonderful. It's amazing, and any of the people who do Dance X will tell you that as well. I guess you would have felt selfish. Yeah, definitely felt selfish. I would have 100% felt selfish if I started charging for Dance X. And as I said, like, this Dance X for me was for me. I knew that I needed to change and I needed to get active. And because I felt like that, I knew that other people would feel like that. And it was more, sorry, Dance X's, but it was more for me. I was just thinking, I'm getting fat and my knee's hurting. I need to do something. Do you know what? I'll bring Dance X back because I need to help me right now. And that's how it started. So yeah, I 100% would have felt selfish. Guys, keep those comments coming through. I absolutely love it. I love getting into the nitty-gritty details. Ask away. Ask any question you want about me, about Spill It, about absolutely everything. Because this is episode 14, the story so far. So also, when you are here and you are watching, make sure you've hit that. I nearly said a word there. Make sure that you hit that share button. Let's get it far and wide. So let's move on. We're half an hour in, guys. We've not even done weather time yet. But let's move on to weather time. Feeling hot, hot, hot. Feeling hot, hot, hot. How are you feeling? Feeling hot, hot, hot. Weather time. What is the weather like where you are? Tell me exactly. This is dead quick section, this, to be fair. But what is the weather like where you are? To me, it's dark. The sun is going down, but it's overcast, so it's a little bit shit. There you go. And I'm in Preston. So you let me know what the weather is like where you are too. And we can discuss the weather amongst other things as well. Later, ask, what's your favorite color? My favorite color is purple. I don't know why I was looking up there, because I don't need to think about it. I know it straight away. My favorite color is purple. And the reason that it's purple is because purple stands for royalty. And it's not that I think that I'm royalty. It's not that I think that, you know, it's I am royalty and bow down before me, but I like the regal side of things, and I like that purple is a color that really does go with a lot of other colors. And yeah, that's my favorite color. It's purple. Short answer, purple. There you go. That sun is hilarious. Thank you. I made it myself. I'm looking for other ones as well, so I can be cloudy. I'm gonna put my face in a cloud, and then I'm gonna put my face in a cloud with the rain as well. So they're the ideas that I've got for weather time. It's just gonna keep going. So there you go. Just to let you know, guys, as well, this show allowed me to reach out allow the company, to reach out to me to become a brand ambassador. What that essentially means is that they are sending me free stuff. Free stuff. They send me free stuff to promote onto Spill It and on my other social media sites, and to promote their website and their products. You can get things from www.thatsoundsgay.com without the A in that, so it's thtsoundsgay.com, and you can pick up things like this lovely t-shirt, Woke Up Gay Again, and other t-shirts like Sounds Gay, I'm in. Those type of t-shirts, plus pin badges and other designs as well, you can get at www.thtsoundsgay.com, so thatsoundsgay.com. You'll be able to get all your t-shirts, your pin badges and everything there for 30% off your basket if you type in the code M4RCUSLEE. That will give you 30% off your whole basket. Treat yourself, guys. Treat yourself. I absolutely love, this is my favorite t-shirt, Woke Up Gay Again. I absolutely love that t-shirt. That is the t-shirt that I'm hoping that they've sent me. I really hope that they've sent me that one. So yeah. But yeah, if you're wanting anything like that, all you have to do is go into thtsoundsgay.com and have a look. Have a look at what they offer. And if you like something, or if you want to gift me something, do you know what I mean? Christmas is coming up. You know, I've been supporting all of you guys with Spill It. Hey there, you know, I've been a good friend to you guys. You know, if you want to buy me something, buy me something. Oh, that's hilarious. Now, there is actually something else as well. Now, the store for Spill It is on its way. I'm in talks with somebody to create an actual website, and the website will have a store where you can order Spill It merchandise using this logo or with the Wave logo. And also there will be another one that has a circle of words here that just says connect, inspire, and learn. And there is also going to be another. Now, this one is still under wraps at the moment, but you guys get a sneak peek. So the lovely Mike has done this for me. Isn't it cool? So yeah, the lovely Mike has done this for me so far. And that will also be available to get onto t-shirts, pin badges, tote bags, all of that lot as well. So when the store becomes available, I will obviously let you know. And we will, obviously, you can go ahead and you can shop and you can get discounts and things like that. I've also got a new section coming soon, which is called Agony Funkle. So make sure that you stay tuned for that. I will be putting the post up next week for Agony Funkle messages. Agony Funkle is just a bit of fun, which is why it says Funkle. It's a twist on the agony aunt scenario. So if you've got an issue that you want help with, if you've got a concern, your brother is sleeping with your grandma. I don't know why that was the first thing that came into my head. But if you've got anything like that, you know, any scenario you want, and it could be a made-up one. It could be, you know, your boyfriend is cheating on you with a dragon or something like that. Anything like that at all, you will put on this Agony Funkle post, and I will spend a bit of time going through the Agony Funkle questions and comments and responding to them like an actual agony aunt. So no matter how wild or crazy your comment is, I will do my best to offer the best advice in a fun and twisted way. Keep those comments rolling in, guys, as well. Keep those questions coming through as well. Ask questions and leave comments. How long do you think the whole COVID situation will be around for? Will it be a part of the norm, or will it disappear forever? Disappear eventually? I think it'll be part of our flu. I think that it'll be, say, mid next year. I think about May or June next year, and I think then things will start being relaxed a bit more because a lot more people will have caught it, and I think it'll get to a point where we are able to just, there will still be masks, the people will still be kept distant, The shields and all that lot will still be up in stores and all that lot. There'll be limited numbers still in stores, but I think it will get to a point where it will just become part of our normal flu. And I think it'll just become part of like the flu season. So when they talk about the flu season, because the flu season, did you know that with the flu season, like the flu is part of a coronavirus? The flu is a coronavirus. And obviously COVID is a coronavirus. When it comes to flu season, they can't determine, well, they can determine, but there are different types of flu, and all of these flus are form part of the coronavirus bubble, if you will. And my prediction will be that COVID will become part of this coronavirus bubble to a point where we just call it the flu. People won't talk about it as, oh my God, you've got the COVID. Oh my God, you've got the COVID. You got COVID, mate. You got COVID. You got the VID. They won't talk about it like that. They will change it to that, oh, it's just, you've got the flu. And I think that's genuinely what will happen. It's like what the Spanish flu was. So the Spanish flu, it had the same trajectory as what COVID has got. There's been the highs, there's been the lows, etc. And I think it'll get to a point where, like with the Spanish flu, it'll just be part of our flu system. That's it, essentially. Right. So this is episode 14, which is the story so far. We're going to go through some of the episodes that we've had so far. I think Lisa's jumped off now as well, which is unfortunate because she features on our very first episode. So our very first episode, Spill It, The Watcher's Guide to the Slayer, which was guest starring Lisa. And this was the pilot episode. Let's put it back up there so people can see it. But this was the pilot episode of Spill It. And the reason that I did that was so I could get used to what it was. And Lisa's a good friend of mine. And I wanted to know how to use this software and how to stream it properly and how to engage with the audience and things like that. And just to know about it in general. But it was a really good episode. We deep dived into Buffy the Vampire Slayer. We are going to do another episode on this as well, because obviously this was the pilot episode. We're going to do another episode of Spill It with a second part to this, because there was a lot of things that we didn't get into, and now that I'm fully experienced, I'm professional now. We now have the opportunity to do this again and make it better than what it was originally. So yeah, I can't wait for this. I can't wait to do it again. But yeah, we talked about the characters. We talked about how problematic the characters were. We talked about the storylines and how relatable they were. It was a very, very good episode. And I'm hoping that we can do that episode again soon. I'm actually thinking of doing a Buffy the Vampire Slayer watch party for Halloween. So every Halloween, I watch, there's a specific episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer that I watch called Hush. And Hush is, without doubt, the freakiest episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And I would love to do a watch party with that, with watching Hush. Everybody basically writes down what they thought of that particular episode, and we all come on to Spill It and we all discuss it. Now, I can have up to 8 people within Spill It, so it's great. So I can have more and more people within Spill It, and we can all have a chat. And I think that would be really, really cool. So if you are up for that, then let me know. It would be so, so cool. Scott, I've never seen Buffy. Unfortunately, then, Scott, you can't participate on that episode. Educate yourself and go and watch it. Episode 2 was titled This Is Me. By far, still one of my very, very favorite episodes. This Is Me featured Max. So it was guest starring Max. It was called This Is Me. And we were talking about transgender, the transgender journey, and transgender rights within the LGBTQ plus community and beyond. Max is going through the transition himself. It was such a good episode. It was so insightful. I still get chills when I watch back that episode. It was so, so, so good. And it made me think in a lot of different ways. It was so cool. It was such a good episode. And I've added Max on Facebook. I'm keeping up to date with Max's journey, Max's story. But yeah, it was such a good episode. One that I'm very, very happy with. One that I'm very, very proud with as well. Episode 3, children, community, and charity, featuring none other than Kathy, the crazy Kathy. Kathy, my mentor, my life mentor, my the person who kept me dancing, the person who keeps me dancing, the person who won't let me leave Kids for Kids. Kathy, and the whole of the Kids for Kids journey, story, family, absolutely everything. That, you know, there are friends who I have made for life because of Kids for Kids. Kathy, just in general, like being able to reconnect with Kathy on a completely different level is something that I'll be forever grateful for. Yeah, what that was a brilliant episode as well. Kathy, that particular episode, Kathy could have just taken over. Kathy could have just literally have done that whole episode herself and just carried on. There was like she was seeing comments and reading them before I'd even put them up. Like it was just a crazy episode. Absolutely loved it. Yeah, what a good episode that one was. And then we moved on to TikTok Made Me Do It, which was featuring Matt as well. This was a great insight to TikTok. So Matt is very, very big on TikTok. He just keeps growing and growing and growing too. He was on the episode of Spill It, and he was giving a good insight on TikTok and also talking about, you know, children being safe on TikTok. And I know that TikTok has come under fire quite recently as well. But the way that Matt was describing things and the way that he was, and it was really, really good. It was what a brilliant guest to have on the show as well. So good, so good. And then we moved on with Rachel for Spill It's episode, now loading Mr. and Mrs., who was talking about having a wedding during lockdown or trying to plan a wedding during lockdown. And just to let you know, Rachel actually messaged me today because of the new guidelines with regards to what Boris had put out there. And so she messaged me this morning. Let me find it. There it is. So it seems, thanks to Boris again, we might have to go ahead with 15 people and then do a vow renewal a few more years after COVID is gone. So her wedding is next year, and I said that, you know, as soon as that wedding's done, please come back on the show. Let me know how it went. And I still stand by that. I really want her back on the show to talk about how the wedding was. But, you know, the wedding guests have now been reduced down to 15. And if that doesn't change, that means that she's going to have to go ahead with just 15 people at the wedding. But then what she's thinking of doing, and what I'm assuming what a lot more people are going to be doing as well, will be renewing their vows and actually having that big party element later on down the line when COVID is completely gone, or when, you know, we're able to have a sense of normality again. But I wish her all the best, and I'm sure that you guys do too. But it was great insight of, and obviously there are a lot more people out there who are planning weddings, and because obviously it's still going on. You know, this all started back in March, and now we're heading into October, and it's still as bad as we left it, like back in March. And you know, there were a lot more weddings coming up, a lot more people planning on getting married, etc. I mean, I had one of my closest friends, Michael Whiteford, get married last week. You know, his wedding went ahead. It would be, you know, people are being affected by this, by COVID, more and more. And it was a great insight to have with Rachel on the show. And, you know, as we've not, you know, it feels like we're not moving forward with it. And it's such a shame. My heart does go out to every single person who's planning a wedding during this. But yeah, moving on. We then had an amazing episode with one of my close friends, Mr. Davy Jones, ladies and gentlemen, for the episode Let the Music Play. And Davy came onto the show and talked about the unsigned music scene, but then also how music has links with mental health and how he started with playing music. And he gave us a little rendition as well of your song on the live as well, which was absolutely amazing. I would absolutely love to have Davey back on the show whenever he wants to, because he is an amazing person. I love him to bits. But it was such a good episode, and Davey was such a good person to have on the show. You know, a lot of people connected with him on different levels as well. Very, very, very good friend of mine, and I would actually like to have him on the show with all of his band friends, like all of his bandmates, band friends. That's the wrong term, isn't it? I would absolutely love to have him on the show to talk with his bandmates, and then hopefully try and get them to play something on air as well. That'd be absolutely epic. Well, obviously, we have to wait for COVID to get out of the way, and then we could do that. And then you had an episode all about me, because I like to talk about me, apparently. Knowing me, knowing you. So that was an episode all about me. And you got to ask me all your burning questions about what I do for a living, about what I think about life. You know, quite like how this episode started. But yeah, it was an episode all about me. Scott bought a jumper, actually. Yes, Scott told me that. So Scott bought a jumper from Walking on Mountains website, the eShop, because of David's story as well about supporting artists and, you know, buying merchandise as a way for them to make money, because they don't make a lot of money. So yeah, I didn't buy a t-shirt. I wish I did buy a t-shirt, to be fair. But yeah, knowing me, knowing you was all about me, and you guys getting to know me as the host of Spill It. Spill It, a show that I thought, do you know what? I have no excuse. I always wanted to do a podcast. See, I wanted to do a podcast on talking about like problematic characters, and then talking about the ins and outs of TV and film and media and all that. I was very, very into media. I went to university the first time and did media studies. I did media studies at college as well. I was very, very much into media. This is before I went to Preston College. In my first year at uni, I went to Newman College, and I did media studies there alongside performing arts, because I wanted to be in media. I wanted to do something in the media world, and I genuinely thought that, you know, at the end of all of this, I wanted to do something within media. And, you know, for the last several months, I thought, oh, you know what, I would love to have a podcast, and I would love to talk about TV and film and the media side of things, and you know, talking about like the lighting and why certain things were filmed in certain different shots, and why people talk, like why certain characters were called something. Did you know, for instance, that, you know, a character is called something within a film for a specific reason? They don't just pluck a name out of a hat and go, oh, let's call them that. They are called something for a specific reason. For example, there is a game, media works in game as well. There is a game called Mass Effect. I'm not sure if people have heard of it, but Mass Effect, probably one of my greatest games of all time. It's absolutely amazing. But the main character is called Shepard, Commander Shepard, he's called, or she called, because you can choose. You know, they have both genders, or they have two of genders. So you can choose your own Shepard. So in this case, we'll call him Commander Shepard. And Shepard was chosen because that game, you travel around the galaxy and you are trying to unite people together. You're trying to unite, because it's all set in space and a further distance in the future, where we have discovered alien life forms and all this lot. That's how the game's set. And you are Commander Shepard, and you've got to go around to all these different colonies, if you will, and you're trying to get them on your side and against a massive galactic war. So he's called Shepard because he's being the shepherd of the universe, of the galaxy. Sorry, not the universe, the galaxy. So he's called Shepard because of that reason. So yeah, so essentially, I wanted to do a podcast on things like this and talk about problematic characters and character names and films and media and TV and all that. I'm getting deep diving into it. But then with Spill It, I thought, oh, do you know what? I would love to just talk about whatever I want to talk about. I would love to do a talk show, because I always wanted to. I wanted to be famous for being me. That's what it was. I've always said one day I will be famous for just being me. And a lot of people always said that they could see me being a talk show host. So I made sure that, obviously, when it was started off as a podcast, turned into a Facebook Live talk show. So there you go. That's why I wanted to do. I wanted to be a talk show host, and so therefore, Spill It was born. And that was the episode of Knowing Me, Knowing You, where you got to know all about me. Then we had our Speak Up, Be Kind episode. Oh, that's the wrong one. That one. Speak Up, Be Kind. Brilliant episode with Jack. And Jack came on the show talking about his journey through stammering and how he was able to get through the other side and use that to launch a campaign called Be Kind. And it's backed by the BBC. Jack also works for the BBC. And he came on the show and talked about this campaign and his story through having a stammer and what it was like being in school and what it was like growing up with a stammer. It was a really, 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 really good episode. And Jackie's going bigger and bigger and bigger. And yeah, he's just secured another job at the BBC as well, which congratulations, Jack. Congratulations. And then we had Wellness Wednesday, and it was guest starring Nathan. And Nathan was talking about mental health, and this was a heart-wrenching. There was a couple of moments during this episode where I genuinely got upset, and I had to hold back the tears slightly. There was a lot of things that Nathan described and a lot of feelings that Nathan talked about that resonated with my past self. And I thought, you know what? This guy has gone through so much, and look at him now. It was such a good episode. What a brilliant person to have on the show. And I said right at the end, I said to him, you are welcome back anytime. And I still stand by that. He is welcome back anytime. The way that he tells a story, the way that he helped the audience, the way that he just was, his journey, it was so heart-wrenching, and it was heartwarming at the same time as well. He was such a good person with a heart of gold, and he is welcome back anytime to come on the show. What a great episode that was. And then we moved on to Sports Inclusion, a History, which was guest starring Lawrence. And Lawrence came on the show, and Lawrence talked about LGBTQ plus included within rugby. Obviously, he founded Inclusive Rugby. He founded two teams in the inclusive rugby. There you go. Let's get the words out correctly. He founded two rugby teams, and they were inclusive of trans people. And, you know, I had quite a few messages after the episode went live saying that they've spoken to people who are female, who are cis female. Cis female is basically you are born female. And there were also so cis female who were on rugby teams, and they said, you know, and friends of mine had asked, you know, would you accept a trans person on the team? And they said no. And it was a big eye opener because there's not a lot of education around it, and they say that because they're transitioning from a male or transitioning from a female, either or, their body shape is different and all this lot, and that is so uneducated. People really need to wake up, and people need to realize that, you know, I know that people have opinions, and people are you know, you're entitled to your own opinion, and I get that, but people need to really wake up and realize that, you know, this is 2020, and yes, okay, it's 2020, everybody knows it's a shit year, but this is 2020. We need to move forward, and there are people, and we have the technology, and we have, you know, the science behind it, and we know that people are trans, and to not include them makes, you know, so a male wants to turn into a female, okay, and if you don't include them, then they are not female in your eyes. They are still male. That's where the problem is. If you are a female and you have transitioned into a male, but you aren't allowed to play football on a men's team. Why not? Is it because you still class them as female? Because if that is the case, then you are wrong, because this is a male that stood in front of you. That there is a lot of education that's still needed. And the only way to combat people's thoughts is to educate them and to ask them, why do you think like that? So I never get into arguments with people other than, you know, the other half. But I never get into arguments with people anymore because it's not worth it. I like to question them. So people will say to me, like, oh, but blah, 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 and this, that, and the other. And rather than me go, no, you are wrong because blah, 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 and have that open debate, what I'll now do is I'll question them. Why do you think like that? Well, I think like this because of blah, blah, blah. Okay, but why is that any different because of this? And you get them to answer the questions that you are posing. And suddenly they start realizing that what they are saying is incorrect. And what they are saying is wrong. So the only way that we're going to educate people is by questioning them. If they feel a certain type of way and they think in a certain type of way, then we question them. Me and Lawrence got into this a lot during the episode about how to educate people and how to approach it and things like that. And I still stand by that. Don't argue with someone if they are, you know, point blank refusing and they are really, really passionate about something. Ask them why they feel like that. And keep asking them questions, because you will see that the cogs start turning in their head when they start questioning themselves. So why do you feel like that? But do you not feel like this? But then what makes you think like that? And you keep asking them questions, and suddenly they start thinking, oh, hang on. I get where they're coming from now. I get that why this can be linked into a bad way. And that's how we educate people. I get really, really passionate about this educating people. So then we moved on and we had Float Like a Cadillac, Sting Like a Beamer with none other than Lightning McQueen. And it was two people who I consider family. They came on the show and they were talking about Lightning McQueen and their journeys with Lightning McQueen, helping people and their children during birthdays, raising money for charities, things like that. Oh, I love it when family get involved with this because, you know, it's such a relaxed environment. You can just keep talking about whatever you want to talk about. But we will be seeing Lightning McQueen, not you guys, obviously, but, you know, Glenn and I will be seeing Lightning McQueen this week, I believe. Ooh, it's somebody's birthday. And then we moved on, and then we had Video Made the YouTube Star guest starring Ryan, and Ryan came on to talk about social media, recording social media, and holding workshops for children all around the country to help them with privacy on the internet, with internet security, things like that, but then also teaching them how to make their own videos and edit their own videos so they can be little YouTube stars. And the amount of people that I know whose children keep going, I want to be on YouTube. I want to be a YouTube star. I want to do this. I want to be on TikTok. I want to be a TikTok star. And at least somebody has gone, you know what? Let's jump on that. Let's help them, but let's educate them as well. Let's not just let them jump on it straight away. Let's educate them about the problems and the issues about internet security and internet safety. Let's educate them so when they're further on down the line, because this is the way that the world is going, especially during COVID. You know, there are a lot more mobile offices and things like that. And just imagine these kids growing up, you know, I mean, me, for instance, with my job at the minute, I make content at home. I would have loved something like this. I would have absolutely loved a workshop where they taught you how to edit videos and things like that at a young age. That would be absolutely mental. I would have absolutely loved that. So, yeah, well done, Ryan and crew. They are doing an absolutely amazing job. Go and check out their Facebook page. You know, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. The website, I was having a look at the website, and some of the comments and things like that from parents who have taken their kids to these workshops is phenomenal. They're doing absolutely amazing work, and yeah, well, you know, get kids involved in stuff like that. You know, don't be scared of the internet because you've not had it around when you were younger and things like that. Because this is the way that the world is going. The world is going digital. We are going more digital, you know. And to be fair as well, getting a job in digital marketing, you are high flying. Do you know what I mean? If you can make it on YouTube or you can make it on TikTok, and you are on your way. Do you know what I mean? There's money in it. There is money in it, and people don't realize that. And people always think to themselves as well that people always think, oh no, not that YouTube, not that TikTok. No. It's full of all these people, and it's a waste of time, etc., etc. No, it's not. If you can break it, if you can smash it, there is money in it, and people don't realize that. So yeah, Scott said lockdown proved that. Yeah, did. Lockdown proved it. Things are more digital now. Things are more digital, and the sooner we can prepare our kids for that, the better. I'm not saying that if I adopt a child at 3 years old, I'm gonna, I wouldn't be whacking an iPad in front of them and going, oh, there you go, there's an iPad, or there's a tablet, or there's a phone. Treat yourself, do whatever you want. I wouldn't be doing that because they still need that, bonding face to face, all that lot. But I'll be definitely getting them into digital stuff because that's what's needed right now. Need to train from a distance. Need to, market from a distance. We need to be thinking outside the box. We need to be thinking of new ways that we can reach customers and make sales and things like that. There you go. Prepare them. That's all I'd say. And then lastly, we had Spill It. Wednesday, it was episode 13, The Mind Sleep. This was last week with Simon. What an episode that was. So good. So good. He was talking about his journey through depression and how he used depression in his act for his show, the like being a mind sleuth, and he did a little trick at the end. Oh my god, I was blown away. I had no idea how he managed to do it. But guys, please check him out on Facebook. It'll be, he's great, and he's already said as well that when he comes to do when he comes to actually launch his show again, because obviously COVID, when he's able to launch his show, he's going to come onto the show and he is going to do an episode again, promoting his show. And I tell you what, guys, I will be there on his show to watch it live because it was phenomenal. It was absolutely phenomenal to have him on the show, and to be able to mix his experiences with depression as well. It's perfect. And yeah, that's 100% what I'll be doing. I'll be getting on here. We'll be talking about it all, and there you go. I'll be there watching him front row. I'll be going, pick me. Let me be a guest. There you go. And then we moved on to this episode, the story so far, where 14 episodes in. 14 episodes. That doesn't seem a lot, does it? Considering like the achievements so far, it's only 14 episodes. That is crazy. Absolutely crazy. 14 episodes in. And the amount of people that I've had and met and spoken to, the companies that have got in touch wanting to collaborate, the fact that somebody from the BBC got in touch. We've got I've been on the radio. I have been in the newspaper. It's been crazy. What a crazy ride for 14 episodes. I wonder what it's going to be like at 100. I'm going to do like a big 100 special, episode 100. I don't know what I'll do yet, and it'll be a while until we get to 100. 2 years? But yeah, it'll be a big episode. We'll have to do it. We'll have to do a big celebration at 25 to mark like a quarter, and then another one at 50, and then another one at 75, and then another one at 100. That was good maths for me. But yeah, 25, 50, 75, and 100. I think there will be our milestone. We'll call them milestone episodes. I think that'll be suitable, won't it? I don't know when 25 will be. Maths wise would suggest early next year, but who knows? No, it can't be early next year. Surely not. It's like 11 weeks. That's not next year then, is it? When would be our 25th? Let's have a look. So 1, 2, 3, 4. No, hang on. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Our 25th episode will be the 9th of December. There you go. So we'll be able to do the 9th of December. That will actually be one of our Christmas episodes as well, which I'll move on to right now. Well, no, in 2 seconds, actually. But that's what we'll do. So next week's show. So next week's show, we have got Reese coming onto the show. Reese is a friend of mine. New friend of mine, by the way. I say a friend of mine like I've known him for years. It's a new friend of mine who I've just started speaking to because of Spill It, actually. He started watching a few of the episodes, got in touch with me and said, I would absolutely love to be on the show. And we just got to talking, we just hit it off. And yeah, we're good friends now, and I'm very happy to call him a friend. There you go. Spill It's connecting people and making friends. There we go. But there you go. So yeah, he's going to be coming onto the show, and he's going to be talking about body image and body confidence. He's going to talk about how, saying certain things in conversations or saying certain things to people, you don't know how people may react because they might suffer with body issues and body images and body confidence. It's going to be a really, really good episode. It's something that I'm going to be very, very, very invested in as well. It's all linking with like mental health and all that lot as well. But yeah, Reese will be coming onto the show next week to talk about body confidence issues and image. So yeah, can't wait for that one. This is the last week. No, it's not. I tell a complete lie. You have got until the end of September. So you've got a week today. So you've now got 7 days. Okay. So by the end of Reese's episode, there you go. By the end of Reese's episode, I need all of the nominations come through for Lockdown Heroes. Anybody that's been a lockdown hero of yours, there may actually be a second batch. Who knows if we go into a second lockdown, but who's saying? But I am looking for lockdown heroes. If you know somebody who's kept you sane during lockdown, who has been your hero, then all you have to do is nominate them. You nominate them, and they may potentially get a basket, a gift basket. Yeah, a hamper, a thank you hamper from me, free of charge. All you have to do is just nominate them, and they may potentially win. I hate people who say looking healthy. Oh, same, mate. Same. You're looking good. Like, do you know what? As much as and I know that people say it like because they think that they're helping you out and whatnot. But when people say like, you are looking like you've lost weight, I'm like, oh, can you not? Can you not? Can you not? I know I'm fat. Stop it. But no, yeah, I can't wait to talk about all of that next week. It's going to be really, really good. Yeah, but make sure you get your lockdown heroes in. And also, I said it before, Christmas. So every single week not every single week, but all the weeks leading up to Christmas Eve, I will be doing a Crazy for Christmas episode, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those episodes are specifically for people who are crazy about Christmas. You can be a Grinch as well. If you are a Grinch at Christmas, let me know because I would like you on the show as well because I can relate. But it'll be crazy about Christmas, spreading that Christmas cheer, spreading that Christmas joy. But also, if you are a bit of a Grinch, get in touch as well because I want all the people who are on polar opposites. You are either over here as like super, super jolly about Christmas and you decorate your house in September, or you are down here where you don't decorate your house at all. I would absolutely love to speak to you. Yeah, I would love you to come onto the show. If you know somebody, tell them to get in touch with me because I would absolutely love to have them on the show. And as always, guys, like and follow this page. You can then, we've gone through all the different episodes that we've done so far. You can literally jump in and watch any episode you want to by just following the Facebook page. But then also you can keep up to date with all of our new episodes. And if you want to be on the show, all you have to do is get in touch. You can literally talk about anything you want to. If you want to come on and talk about the weather for an hour, then come on and talk about the weather for an hour. It's up to you. It's your time for you to shine. I am giving you the opportunity and you the platform to talk about anything you want to talk about. It could be having a bitch about work. It could be, how fake are friends right now? It could be, oh my God, I hate my life. Whatever you want, whatever you want, it's your time to talk about anything you want to talk about. Get in touch, let me know, and I'll have you on the show. Right, guys, that then takes us to the end of the episode. Thank you so much for letting me talk for 1 hour and 10 minutes, guys. That was a long episode. It was a very long episode. It's all your questions, guys. It's your fault. You all know that I love to talk, though, so you're all right. Don't worry. Don't you worry. As always, guys, thank you so much for getting in touch, for all of your comments, for absolutely everything. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on tonight's show. Thank you so much, guys. Stay safe because, COVID. Stay safe. Look out for each other. Be careful. Wash your hands. And I will see you all next time. Thank you, guys. Bye.